You know, sometimes I lie awake at night and ask myself, what kind of home are we really building for our children? Not the physical structure, not the walls or the furniture, but the emotional home, the atmosphere, the patterns, the habits, the examples. Because our kids, they are living in the story we write every single day. They're watching how we love each other, how we speak, how we handle stress, how we treat the people who can't give us anything in return. And I realize that even more than discipline or education or opportunities, what really shapes their future is how we live right now. That's what I want us to talk about today. Let's strip it down and get real. Parenting is not always about the rules we enforce. It's about the life we model.
You're absolutely right. Children don't just learn from what we say, they learn from what we do, over and over. That's the silent curriculum. The part of parenting no one talks about enough. I remember one evening, I was just getting home from work. I was tired, distracted, scrolling on my phone. And our son came to me, excited to show me a picture he had drawn. I barely looked up. Gave him a half smile. He walked away slowly, and that night, it hit me. He's going to remember how I reacted, not what I said later about family being important. They remember presence. Or the absence of it. The hard truth is, they are not just observing us, they are copying us. They are becoming what we model. And if we are careless with our attitude, our emotions, our time, they begin to think that's the standard. Every single day, without knowing it, we're laying bricks in the foundation of who they'll grow up to be. And what a responsibility that is.
Yes, and what we model emotionally is just as important. Our home is the training ground for emotional safety. If our kids grow up in a house where shouting is normal, or tension fills the air, then they begin to carry that same stress even when we're not around. I want our children to remember laughter, soft music playing in the background, the smell of food, bedtime stories, our arms always open, even when we're tired. They need to know that it's okay to cry here. That questions are welcome. That failure is a lesson, not a punishment. And that all emotions are safe to bring into the light. So when I lose my temper, and believe me, I do, I've started sitting with them afterward and saying, "Mommy got upset. I should have taken a breath. I'm sorry." That one small act teaches more than 100 lectures. It teaches humility, accountability, grace. The emotional climate we create becomes the emotional foundation they build their life on.
Let me tell you something I've learned the hard way. How I treat you, my wife, is exactly how our children will learn to treat others. It's not about whether we say be kind or be respectful. It's whether they see it lived out in the way I speak to you, especially when I'm annoyed, tired, or disagreeing. If I raise my voice in frustration or roll my eyes in disrespect, they learn that love and contempt can live in the same space. But if they see me offering patience, affection, eye contact, even in hard moments, they learn that real love doesn't mean perfection. It means effort. And the same goes for you. The little kindnesses, like thanking each other for small things, apologizing when needed, or giving compliments, they are watching all of it. We are teaching them what love looks like by how we love each other. Marriage, to them, is not a concept, it's what they see in us. That's what they'll imitate someday.
And we can't talk about example without talking about integrity. Because it's one thing to say, always tell the truth, and another thing for them to catch us lying. I used to justify little lies on the phone. Tell them I'm not home, or say I'm busy, when I just didn't want to talk. But then one day, our daughter repeated it exactly. And I froze. They are learning from every little moment. And the moment we break alignment between what we say and what we do, we break trust. But here's what I've learned, it's not about being perfect. It's about being real. When I apologize, I'm not losing authority. I'm building it. I'm showing them that grown-ups can be wrong too. That real strength is owning your behavior. If they learn nothing else from me, I hope they learn that honesty and growth go hand in hand. That it's okay to fall, as long as you get back up the right way.
There's something else I think we often forget. How we manage our own lives teaches them how to manage theirs. If I'm constantly disorganized, late, reactive, and careless, they begin to think that adulthood is chaotic. But when they see me plan my day, keep my promises, finish what I start, and show up fully, they see that maturity is not about age. It's about responsibility. The same goes for faith. If I want them to grow up with moral grounding, spiritual wisdom, or compassion for others, they need to see it in how I live. Do they see me pray? Do they hear me say thank you to God for the little things? Do they watch me serve without expecting applause? And even self-care. Do I rest? Do I set boundaries? They need to see that taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's preparation for pouring into others. Our lifestyle becomes their expectation of adulthood.
One area I think a lot of us miss is how we respond to failure, our own and theirs. Because whether we like it or not, our children are going to fall short. They're going to mess up. Just like we do. But how we react in those moments becomes their internal voice. Do we scream? Shame them? Ignore them? Or do we teach them that mistakes are not the end, but the beginning of growth? And how do we handle our own failures? I used to hide mine. Act like everything was fine, even when I was overwhelmed. But the truth is, when our children see us being honest about our struggles, when they see us recover with grace, they learn that failing doesn't make you a failure. It just makes you human. We need to show them that success is not about never falling, it's about getting back up, learning, and pressing forward. That's the example they need in a world that puts so much pressure on perfection.
There's something subtle that has a powerful effect on kids: what we prioritize. Because our choices say everything about our values. If we say family first, but they always see us glued to our phones, working late, or too tired to play, they'll start to believe they don't come first. If we say character matters, but we excuse lies or just respect because of convenience, they'll grow up confused. I've realized that every time I say yes to something, I'm also saying no to something else. And the pattern of those choices builds a message. Do we make time for family conversations? For sitting together at dinner? For asking our kids how they're really doing? Do they see us value people over money, peace over productivity, presence over pressure? The world will teach them what it values. But at home, we have the chance to build their inner compass, not by lectures, but by the way we live our priorities.
You know, when I think about the kind of home I want our children to grow up in, it's not about fancy furniture or spotless floors. It's about the feeling. The sense that no matter what happens out there, this house is a place of safety. Do they feel seen here? Heard? Accepted? Not just when they get good grades. Not just when they behave. But when they're confused. Emotional. Messy. I want them to grow up knowing that love isn't something they have to earn. It's something they belong to. And that starts with how we treat them every day. Are we patient? Do we look them in the eye when they talk? Do we listen without rushing to fix or judge? Because when a child feels safe at home, they grow into an adult who feels secure in the world. And that is the greatest foundation we can give them.
There's something I've been reflecting on lately: the way we speak to our children, especially in everyday moments. Because our voice as parents eventually becomes their inner voice. When we speak with harshness, constant criticism, sarcasm, or irritation, that voice becomes a tape they replay in their minds. Even when we're not there. But when we speak with affirmation, with truth, with calm even in correction, We shape their confidence. We build their identity in a healthy way. I used to think discipline had to be firm, and yes, it should be. But firmness doesn't have to be cruel. You can speak the truth in love. You can set boundaries without breaking their spirit. And more importantly, the way we speak to our spouse, to neighbors, even when we're driving in traffic, our children are taking notes. They're learning what respect sounds like, what compassion sounds like, what patience sounds like. So the real question is, what do we want their inner voice to sound like when they're grown? Because they'll carry the echo of our words for life.
That's powerful, and you're right. It's easy to forget that we're not just raising kids, we're raising future adults. Adults who will have to make tough decisions, handle conflict, love a spouse, raise children of their own. What are we showing them now that they can carry into all those areas of life later? Are we showing them how to live with self-respect and respect for others? Are we showing them how to manage time, money, emotions, and responsibilities? Because one day, they'll stand in front of people, maybe even in their own home, making decisions that will affect others. And they won't be doing what we told them, they'll be doing what they saw us live. And that realization always grounds me. It humbles me. I want our children to grow up strong, not just in character, but in heart. I want them to know what healthy love looks like, what faithfulness means, how to be generous, how to be kind without being weak, and how to be bold without being arrogant. But to do that, I have to be that. We have to be that. We are shaping the future, not just by what we teach, but by who we are becoming.
So here we are. After everything we've shared, the truth still remains. Our children are learning more from who we are than from what we say. They're watching us, studying us, mirroring us. Not just in the planned lessons or big speeches, but in how we handle Mondays, how we respond to bad news, how we treat each other when no one's around. The way we live is not just shaping their childhood, it's shaping their identity. And one day, long after they've grown and left this house, pieces of us will still be living in them. The tone of our voice, the way we handle stress, the example we gave in how to love, how to fail, how to forgive. That's what will last. That's the legacy.
And that's what keeps me grounded. It's not about being perfect. No one is. It's about being intentional. Because every single day, we get to write a part of their story with the choices we make, how we talk, how we serve, how we love. They may forget what we said, but they'll never forget how we made them feel. And I want our children to grow up with voices in their heads that tell them, you're loved. You are worthy. You are capable. You are safe. Voices that say, it's okay to cry. It's okay to try again. It's okay to be real. And those voices will start with us. So let's live wisely. Let's love loudly. Let's grow openly. Because we're not just raising kids. We're shaping the kind of world our children will build tomorrow. And that starts by choosing to be the example they can live by today.
Thank you for listening to this conversation. If it spoke to your heart, share it with another parent. Let's keep growing together.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. We'd love to hear, what are you working on in your parenting journey? Until next time, live with purpose, and parent with love.